2,000 vocabulary words, set 4. Cartographer. A person who designs, draws or otherwise makes charts and maps. Castigate. Criticize someone or something severely. Catalyst. Chemistry, a substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction. Somebody, something or an event that quickly causes change or action. Category. A group of things organized due to the fact that they share a common trait. A group or class. A division. Catharsis. A purging or cleansing of any part of the human body. A release of strong feelings or emotional tensions, especially through art. Caucus. A closed or private meeting of political officials or party members in which party affairs are discussed or candidates are selected. A group of politicians with similar interests. Caustic. Capable of burning, corroding, destroying, or eating away by chemical action. Severely critical or sarcastic, often in a funny or clever way. Cavalcade. A ceremonial procession of people, horses or vehicles. A series of related things or events. Cease. To stop doing something, to quit. To discontinue. To come to an end. Celerity. Speed or rapidity. Swiftness or quickness. Censorious. Often criticizing other people or ideas, and wanting to find faults in them, highly critical. Censure. Strong criticism or disapproval of someone or something, especially in a formal statement. Cerebral. Relating to the brain or the cerebrum. Intellectual rather than emotional or physical. Certitude. Certainty or freedom from doubt. A feeling of confidence. A fact that someone is absolutely certain is true. Chagrin. A feeling of being very annoyed, disappointed, or embarrassed because of failure, disappointment, or humiliation. Challenge. To question or express objection to. To test someone. To invite someone to take part in a debate or competition, to dare. Channel. A route through which water flows or can flow. A television or radio station. A course of direction through which actions or ideas pass. Chapter. A section of a book or a written work. A branch of a society or group. A stage in a person's life. Charlatan. Someone who cheats people by pretending or claiming to have more knowledge or skill than he or she possesses, especially in medicine, quack. Chart. A drawing or illustration which displays information in an easy to understand way, a graph. A detailed map used for navigation of the sea or air. Cherry. Cautious about taking risks or acting. Choosy or sparing. Chastise. Punish, especially by beating. Scold or criticize someone severely for doing something wrong. Chicanery. The use of clever, unfair, or dishonest methods to achieve a political, financial, or legal purpose. Chide. Express mild disapproval of someone. Scold mildly so as to correct or improve, reprimand. Chimerical. Imagine or totally unrealistic. Something conceived by a wild imagination. Choleric. Hot-tempered and easily angered. Prone to become angry quickly and or easily. Churlish. Rude, unfriendly, and unpleasant. Difficult to work with or deal with. Circuitous. Of a route or journey, longer than it needs to be because it is not direct. Not straight, short, and direct. Circumlocution. An indirect or roundabout way of expressing an idea. Language that is wordier than it needs to be. Using many words to express an idea that could easily be explained using less words. Circumscribe. Draw a line around, encircle. Restrict something such as power, rights, or opportunities within limits. Circumspect. Prudent or careful about taking risks. Cautious and wary about the outcome of an action. Circumstance. The conditions surrounding an event. A factor which influences something. Circumvent. Surround or circle around, an enemy, for example, enclose or entrap. Avoid, defeat, failure, unpleasantness, etc., especially cleverly or legally. Go around or bypass. Cite. To use information or exact words from another source, to quote, to use as an example. Civil. Not related to the church or military, but rather the ordinary people of a country. Secular. Polite or courteous. Clairvoyant. Having or claiming to have the power of seeing the future or see things that other people cannot see. Clamor. A loud outcry, uproar, demand, complaint or shouting. A loud noise that continues for a long time. Clandestine. Kept or done secretly and often illegal. Clarify. To make something clearer or easier to understand. To remove ambiguity. Clarity. Clearness of expression or thought. The ability to be understood. The ability to think in a clear way. Classic. Typical, traditional, famous. Extraordinarily good. Timeless, considered to be good or exceptional over a long period of time. Classical. Relating to ancient cultures. Respecting tradition or the original way of doing things. Traditional. Clause. A provision or stipulation in a contract or another formal document. A phrase containing a subject and a verb that is part of a larger sentence. Clemency. Mildness or kindness, especially at the time of deciding on punishment. Pleasantness or mildness of weather. Clientele. The the specific group of customers which patronize a certain establishment or service provider, customer base. Coalesce. Grow together or into one body. Unite or merge into a single body, group, or mass. Coddle. To overprotect someone or something. To treat someone tenderly or with great care. To cook something in water that is just below the boiling point. Code. A rule or law which governs an organization or a political region. A set of words or images which are used to communicate a message in a secret way or in an abbreviated form. Coerce. To convince someone to do something by threatening them or using force. To use force to get something. Coercion. Persuasion through threats or force. Using force to convince someone to do something. Cogent. An argument that is structured in such a way that makes it easily believable. Something convincing. A logical argument. Cogitate. To meditate. To think deeply or carefully about something. To ponder. To ruminate. Coherence. A logical ordering of things. Consistency. The state of being logical. Coherent. Consistent or logical. Understandable. Capable of explaining one's thoughts or ideas in a way that is easily understood. Unified, sticking together. Coincide. To happen at the same time. To be present at the same time and place. To agree with or be in agreement. Collaborate. Work together, especially in a joint intellectual effort. Cooperate with an enemy who has invaded your country during a war. Collage. A work of art made from scraps or pieces of other objects that are put onto a flat surface. Collapse. To cave in due to pressure or lack of support. To fall down. To break down. To fold into a smaller or more compact shape, allowing something to be more easily stored. Collate. To put pages into a logical or correct order. To examine and compare two or more written works. Colleague. A coworker. Someone you work with in the same profession or organization. Colloquial. Not formal. Familiar and conversational. Informal. Collusion. A conspiracy. Secret cooperation or activities for illegal or fraudulent purposes. Commandeer. To seize control of something via force. To take control of something for military purposes. To confiscate. Commence. To start, to begin. To commence. To originate. Comment. To say something. To make a remark. To explain something through a verbal or written remark. Commission. A fee or payment for goods or services rendered. A request to create a specific work for someone. A group which studies a certain issue. Commit. To do something. Commitment. One's promise or willingness to do something. An obligation, engagement, pledge or understanding. Commodity. A product or good that can be bought and sold. Something useful or of value. Communicate. To transmit something, such as energy or an illness. To transmit information to others through written, verbal or nonverbal words or signals. Communication. The act of transmitting information from one person to another. The message that is transmitted. Community. A group of people living in the same area or region. A group of people who share common interests. The greater public. Compassion. A feeling of deep sympathy and sorrow for the sufferings or misfortunes of others and a wish to help them. Compatible. Able to exist in harmony. Well suited. Capable of being mixed. Compendious. Containing or presenting briefly and concisely all the essentials, concise but comprehensive, succinct. Compensate. To pay someone for something that has been lost, damaged, or taken away. To make up for something negative. To pay someone for their services. Compensation. A reward or a payment that is given in exchange for some sort of negative incident. Compile. To gather things together. To put things together in a logical or orderly form. Complacency. A feeling of contentment or self-satisfaction with your own abilities or situation that prevents you from trying harder, often while unaware of some potential danger, defect, or the like. Complacent. Willing or eager to please other people. Cheerfully obliging. Agreeable. Complement. To go well with something. To make perfect, to complete. Complex. Complicated and not easy to understand. Involving or made from many different parts. Compliant. Complying, obliging, or yielding, especially to an excessive degree. Meeting or in accordance with a set of rules, standards, or requirements. Component. One specific part of something. An ingredient or element. Compound. To increase. To combine. To make something worse. To pay interest. Comprehensive. All-encompassing. Thorough. Extensive. Dealing with most or all aspects of a certain issue. Comprise. To be made up of. To be composed of. To include, to contain. Compromise. A settlement of differences by mutual concessions. Reduce the quality, value, or degree of something. Endanger the interests or reputation of. Compute. To calculate. To determine by using a calculator or computer. Conceive. To draw up or think up a plan. To get pregnant. To invent something. Concentrate. To focus on something. To strengthen something. To bring things or people together in a common location. Concept. An idea or a notion. A plan. An experimental model for a future product. Concern. A matter of interest or importance. Conciliate. Make someone more friendly or less angry. Make compatible, reconcile. Concise. Expressed in few words. Clear and succinct. Brief yet clear. Conclude. To finish. To terminate or cause something to come to an end. To deduce or to infer based on what one has seen or heard. Concomitant. Something that is connected to something else, often occurring at the same time. Something associated with another thing. Concur. Agree with someone or something. Concurrent. Contemporary. Happening or existing at the same time. Simultaneous. Condescend. To submit or to do something that one considers to be below oneself. To be patronizing.